Check 1. Okay, there it is. Alright, so let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's bring up Saturn first, put it to 140. So yeah, when you said I made a mistake about the drive and you could see the red. Oh my god, have you never used Saturn before? Yeah, I have, and it's red already if you even if you're not even driving it. But I didn't actually mean the drive, I meant the level, and I'll show you what I mean in a second, right? So I got this serum open, it's playing at 100 Hertz, just a sub note, that's it, direct out, no effects, no nothing, right? And I got it running through the same compression settings with a G-Bus clone, just like Streaky did, and then we've got Saturn over here, right? And I've got a Pro Q3. So there's our subtone. So this is what I was talking about, right? So he's using the Saturn, right, with these settings, and he's cutting out the fundamental at 140 Hertz, right? So you were talking about the drive, right? Oh my god, can't you see he's got the drive up? Listen to this. This is drive 100%, right? Firstly, by the way, like, my point still stands about it being confusing for beginners. The fact that he didn't have the right thing selected. A beginner is not going to know that. I know that because I've got Saturn, but a beginner's not going to know that, so the point still stands. Anyway, so this is what he's doing, right? He's driving this part, and now look at the harmonics that it's generating, right? So listen to this, right? If I turn off Saturn, turn it back on again, right? So you'll notice that it's not creating the harmonics that he had in the video, right? And probably part of that is he's using the Waves G-Bus clone, which has a bunch of baked in like fake harmonics because it's one of those analog modeling plugins, right? Which is probably where a lot of the harmonics in his video are coming from anyway, right? Which he also doesn't mention. And you, the other guy that was saying, you clearly don't understand. He said specifically he's not driving the fundamental. I know that. I said that in my comment. If you reread it, you're going to see it. So this is what I was talking about when I said that. I said you're not going to get the harmonics you had in the video unless you're driving the fundamental too, right? So you can see what happens there. Or what I meant before was, I didn't mean drive, I actually meant level. I meant his level was at 0, because if you put the level up, then you're going to get the same harmonics that he had in the video. And you could see in the video that the levels were both at 0. I didn't actually mean the drive. Anyway, so even if we push the drive up all this way and we cut out the fundamental, that's not going to make fuck all difference on a small speaker or in a club. Oh my god, it's David Guetta'S secret weapon. This is how all the pros do it. David Guetta'S famous for his bass being able to be heard in clubs. What a fucking asinine thing to say. What a ridiculous thing to say in that video. Like all music producers' bass can't be heard in a fucking club setting. That's like saying he's famous because he uses a kick drum in his music. What a fucking ridiculous thing to say. Anyway, so point being, the way you don't understand saturators. You clearly don't understand. The way a saturator works, my guy, is it uses the fundamental to create the saturation, right? So don't cut out the fundamental. Use the fundamental to feed the saturator. And then afterwards, go to your EQ and just shelf out the fundamental. And then you're not losing any harmonics at all. You're losing 0 of your harmonics. But if you do it the other way around, you're not even going to get the harmonics that he was showing in the video. That's the point. Turn off Saturn for a second. You can also use a wave shaper. And actually a wave shaper sounds even better to my ears. So you can get anything. This one's free. The Melda Wave Shaper, right? M Wave Shaper. Same effect as the Saturn. All you got to do is pull this little node up. Just pull it up to 100%. And then you can do the same thing again with the Pro Q or any EQ. Just cut out the fundamental, a little bit of a boost from what you're losing there in the low mid. And that's it. But listen. Listen to how thin that sounds. And how much thicker the Wave Shaper sounds. It's actually better to use a Wave Shaper probably in this situation. And it certainly is not good to do what he was doing. Like I explained before, it's a shit method, it's a shit way of doing it, and the way he presented it was really fucking confusing and lazy for beginners. Not someone like me actually knows what I'm doing. I wasn't commenting for me, I was commenting for people who don't understand how this shit works, right? Yeah, so that's basically it. So yeah, apart from misspeaking a bit and saying drive instead of input, everything I said stands. So reread it, try a Wave Shaper, and that video is fucking lazy and confusing for beginners, just like I said. And by the way, he didn't just have it on the wrong section for one part of the video. It's the entire fucking video. It's like 10 different shots and it's on the wrong one every single fucking time. So unless you've used Saturn and you understand how that works, and even if you have used it, it's still more red in this section, right? Anyway, you get my fucking point. That's it. See you later.